So musicians have this language that they use to describe chord progressions, and they speak it in numbers.
And the chorus is 6, 3, 4, 6, 3, 4, and walk down from 6.
And just by hearing that, the band knows how to play the song. So because they've been told the key and the chord numbers, they now know how to play the song. Because they know that in any key, the first is a major, second is a minor, third is a minor, fourth is a major, fifth is a major, sixth is a minor, seventh is a diminished, and then you got the octave as a major. And I've always thought that pattern, that major, minor, minor, major, blah, 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 is just like this arbitrary thing that we expect to hear in Western music. We're just like conditioned to expect these chords in a key. It's recently been demystified for me to understand, you know, the reason why those are the keys that they are. So triads actually have a couple of rules, and the first one is what most people are familiar with. A triad is composed of a root, a third, and a fifth. So in chord 1 of your C key, you got your root at C, and then you got your third, but a third can be a minor or a major. So it's either 3 semitones from the root or 4 semitones from the root. So your options are E flat or E natural. So which one do you choose? The answer is in rule number 2, and that is the notes of the interval must be in the key that you're playing in. So there are no E flats in the key of C, so you know that in chord 1 of C, there will be an E natural as the third. Now we know why the 2 chord is a minor, because if we start at the root, we then have to add a third, and a third can either be a minor or a major. Well, because there's no F sharp in the C scale, it's going to be that minor interval. So that's how we know that the 2 chord is a minor. Same thing applies to the third, and so on. But then you get to the 7 chord, and you get an anomaly. So we'll start at our 7th scale degree, which is a B, and then we select our third. We have an option between the minor or the major. Well, there's no D sharp in the key of C, so we got our D natural, and then we add our 5th. But 7 semitones up from the root is actually F sharp. So F sharp is not in the key of C. Well, the thing about fifths is that they can be diminished, and that means you just subtract a semitone. So what that leaves you with is a B, a D natural, and an F. And that's what gives you the 1 diminished chord in the key.